latest in tech suit innovation. The Tier Venzo utilizes frictionless fiber construction, surface lift technology, endo compression cage, seamless exo shell, Tier Venzo, Battleborn.
P1.
For Beckenham. In 2, Oliver Coville for Ellesmere. In 3, Matthew Charlesworth for Blackpool. 4 is Alexander Williams for Hillingdon. In 5, James Clay for West Suffolk. In 6, George Satchwell for Millfield. And in lane 7, James Keane for West Lothian. Callum Wolfenden off to a nice early start there, turning first at a 50-metre turn end and maintaining that lead through to the halfway point. Oliver Coville currently in second position, although not a lot separating the two swimmers. Just under 2/10 of a second between them at the 100-metre turn there. All the swimmers' first heat, as usual. First age group, 14 and 13-year-olds. Turn pretty much together again, point 2. Oliver Coville, ever so slightly ahead on that one, though. Straight race for these swimmers, really. All in the same age group. All need to beat each other. Oliver Coville really making good time here. Also, centre lane starting to speed up. Alexander Williams in lane 4, putting on a little bit of speed the last few metres. But it is going to be Oliver Coville with the touch on the first heat. There we go, 2:35.41. Gives him a nice little PB. Alexander Williams second in the end there. As we move on to heat number 2. Full set of swimmers for you in this second heat. 0, Sam Smith for Northampton. In 1, Harry Polkinghorne for Truro. Lane 2 is Oscar Bilbao for City of Hereford. In 3, Oliver Jones for Ledbury and District. In 4, Matt Burrows for Maidstone. 5, Richard Towers for Millfield. Lane 6, Newbury have Can Tugasetim. In 7, Edward Whittles for Chelsea and Westminster. In 8, Connor Cherrington for Swin Bournemouth. And 9 is Thomas Bargman for Sheffield City. Oliver Jones leading the way at the 50-metre mark. Only swimmer under 34 seconds for that opening 50. Oscar Bilbao, though, also swimming nicely, as is Connor Cherrington, down in lane 8. And not a lot separating these lads here. Cherrington took the 100-metre turn note, 1:13.22 as a 100-metre split. Edward Whittles starting to push his way in there as well. It is Whittles over second there. Bilbao still in the lead in that bright orange hat. City of Hereford. Edward Whittles really trying to come down on this last 50 straight. Not going to be Oscar Bilbao, though. To the wall here. Richard Towers coming in strong as well in the closing stages of this race. 5 metres to go. Oscar Bilbao touches first in 2:30.37. 4 seconds off his personal best. Ed Whittles comes in second in lane 7. 2:32.86, and right behind him, Richard Towers in lane 5 touches third as we move on to heat number 3. third of 12 heats of this men's 200 breaststroke. 0, Vadim Bosk for the City of Liverpool, lane 1. Elliot Sibley for Nova Centurion. Michael Edwards for Miss Sussex is in lane 2. In 3, Christian Ryan for Tyndale. Carnforth have Elliot Woodburn in lane number 4. Lane 5, Cockermouth have Jack Smith. In 6, Jake Reynolds for Pioneer 79. 7, Douglas Calder for First, which is Falkirk Inter-Region Swim Team. Oscar Miles for Thanet Swim is in lane number 8, and Callum Melville for Grantham in lane number 9. First time we've had those in the 15 years category in the water here. Vadim Bosk over first in lane 0. Just to run you through some of the ages that we have. Those in the 13-14 years age group in lanes 9, lane 7, 4, 3, 1 and 0. Everybody else in the 15 years hit. As we're on to the final 50 metres. Vadim Bosk has been ahead for most of this race. Michael Edwards in lane 2 has been with him all the way. Only a tenth of a second separated them at that final turn. Different age groups, these guys. So this is all about times for these boys. Michael Edwards gets the better of the two in lane 2. 2:31.52 for him. Vadim Bosk in lane 0 takes second. 2:31.80. Nothing in that at all. And then Oscar Miles from Thanet Swim in lane 8, coming in third as we move on to heat number 4. Foursomes then. Jacob Hudson for Sevenoaks goes in lane 0. Connor Wright for Thanet Swim in 1. Liam Murphy for First is in lane number 2. 3 is Alexander Casey for City of Leicester. 4, Oliver Vedren for City of Norwich. Alistair Peterson for Warrender Baths is in lane 5. Thomas Graham in lane 6 for Durham City. In 7, Harrison Jarvis for Thurrock. In 8, City of Leeds have Dalton Clapham, and lane 9 is Edward Hunt for Kingston Royals. Liam Murphy for Falkirk. First to turn at 50 metres, 33.26. 50 metre split for him and 1:10.79. At the 100 metre mark, Alexander Casey for the City of Leicester over second. 1:12.02 for him. Again, mainly 15-year-olds in this race. Leader Liam Murphy in the 15 years age group, as is Alexander Casey, who's chasing him down. So those two swimmers in direct competition for finals qualification here. Murphy 1.4 seconds ahead at the moment as we approach the finish. It was all about these two out in front then. In the 15 years age group, both coming in together. Liam Murphy, Alexander Casey. It's going to be Murphy on the touch, 2:27.09 the time, giving him a lovely little PB, around 2 seconds there. Alexander Casey touching second, 2:27.53, also personal best time for him. And Dalton Clapham in third as we move on to heat number 5. Winner of the underwater there, lane 2. That's Ryan Zhao for Newcastle. Coming up ahead, just on his underwater work there. Elsewhere in the pool, Harvey Quiddington for Barnett Copthall in 0. Donatas Dragasias for Camden Swiss Cottage in 1. Edward Pauling for Beckenham in 3. Jamie Scutt for Crawley is in lane number 5. Royal Wolverhampton School have Daniel Parsons representing them in lane number 5. In 6, Elijah Kendrick for Shiverers. 7, Pembrokeshire County have Henry White. In 8, Joshua Press of the City of Milton Keynes. And in lane 9, Finley Wallace for St Thomas. So Jamie Scutt narrowly leading at the 50-metre turn end. Ryan Zhao over second there in lane 2 with that good start. Really, he does come into his own on the underwaters, making ground up off the turns, which is the way you've got to swim, really. Use the walls to your advantage. Daniel Parsons in lane 5, starting to pull into the mix as well here. So Zhao, in the 15 years he's in 2. Jamie Scutt is 16, as is Daniel Parsons in 5. So direct race between Jamie Scutt in lane 4 and Daniel Parsons in lane 5. Ryan Zhao just going for time here, really. Certainly going to be the best of the 15-year-olds in this race. After hanging back a little bit throughout the race, Daniel Parsons from Royal Wolverhampton in lane 5 there looks to be coming in nice and hard now on the back end of this 200 breaststroke. He touches first, 2:27.20. Lovely little PB for him. Jamie Scutt comes in second, 2:28.40. And then Ryan Zhao of Newcastle comes in third, 2:30.69 as we move on to heat number 6. Swimmers pretty even down this first lane. Just to let you know who they all are. In 0, Adam Nash for Mount Kelly. City of Bristol have Tyler Crow in lane number 1. Amir Castronovo of Camden Swiss Cottage is in 2. Dylan Gallagher for Taunton Dean in 3. Rafe Dobson for City of Milton Keynes is in lane 4. Matthew Garrity for Inverclyde in 5. Sam Williamson for Mount Kelly in 6. Nathan Grimley for Swim West Lothian in 7. Taunton Dean have Farron Gregory in 8. And Plymouth Leander have Aslak Varela in lane 9. going to be tight at the halfway mark for who comes in first there. Dylan Gallagher for Taunton Dean. Best of the bunch. 1:11.27. Hot on his heels though. Amir Castronovo in lane number 2. Those two swimmers both in the 16 years age groups, lanes 2 and 3. Lanes 4, 5 and 6, all an age group down. They're 15 years old. That is lane 8. So, Gallagher over first, extending that lead a little bit there. Almost a second of water between himself and Amir Castronovo in lane 2. It's going to be closer than that at the finish though. And here comes Rafe Dobson for the City of Milton Keynes as well. Dylan Gallagher there in first, 2:28.67. Rafe Dobson coming in second, 2:29.03. And then Adam Nash for Mount Kelly, 2:29.93 in lane 0. As we move to heat number 7. So I have to admit a little bit of a vested interest in this heat number 7. Lane 6.
What time does this session finish?
Aaron Flynn swimming for my very own Wellingborough Swimming Club. Our only swimmer here at these British Summer Championships. So hello to anybody on the live stream watching live from Wellingborough. He is in lane 6, as I said, elsewhere in the pool. Lane 0, Lewis Shaler for Watford. In 1, Pravin Mahendrakumar for Bromley. In 2, Joseph Buxton for Reading. 3 is George Barnes for Brompton. 4, Charlie Hutchinson for Ellesmere College Titans. In 5, Frederick Wilkinson for City of Oxford. 7 is Toby Arnold for Deventio Excel. In 8, Jack Goodwin for Portsmouth North Sea. And lane 9 is Sam van der Stroom for Mount Kelly. Off to a flying start then is George Barnes for Brompton. He's 18 years of age. So swimming in the 17, 18 years category, over first at the wall there. Minute 8.76. Joseph Buxton in the lane next to him, that's lane 2. Coming in second. Age group below, though, in the 16 years, and then Aaron Flint in the open age category, turning third. Very, very tight there between George Barnes in 3 and Joseph Buxton in 2. Just 3/100ths of a second separating them at that turn. And after trailing behind throughout the race, Joseph Buxton really starting to pull forward now. Charlie Hutchison in lane 4, going for it as well as we come into the final few metres. There we go, Joseph Buxton coming in first, 2:23.84. Charlie Hutchinson for Ellesmere in lane 4 in the end came in second, and then Toby Arnold in lane 7 clocked third, 2:25.63 as we move on to heat number 8. Line 0 is Theodore Thompson for Dulwich Dolphins in this one. In 1. Lane 1 is Mikhailo Rosenfeld for the City of Sheffield, and lane 2 is Richard Kojobayev for Hackney. In 3, Kenji McDade for the City of Oxford. Lane 4 is Oliver Kettle for Portsmouth North Sea. In 5, Bryn Cowser for Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Samuel Neild for Reking College. In lane 7, Swim West Lothian have Daniel Ferguson. In 8, Freddie Laws for West Norfolk. And lane 9, Harvey Freeman for Northampton Swimming Club. Richard Kojobayev over first at the halfway point, 1 minute 7.58. That 100-metre split. 18-year-old swimmer. And those around him in the same age group as well to either side, although they are nowhere to be seen. Only possible competition looks like it could come from lane 6. That's Samuel Neild, and he is an age group above. Last 25 metres then for Richard Kojobayev of lane number 2, and he is storming ahead here. Entered on a personal best time, so provided the other guys are on track for their times, then this is going to be a personal best for Kojobayev. 2:22.75, yes it does. Smashes PB there. Freddie Laws coming in second, 2:25.23. And then the third touch from Oliver Kettle of Portsmouth North Sea, 2:25.32. As we round up heat 8 and move on to heat number 9. Zero in this one is Angus Allison for Warrender, Barbs in lane 1, Jack Blair for Chesterfield. Lane 2, Demetrios Saliagos for Millfield. Lane 3, Ralph Munster for City of St Albans. In 4, Joel O'Halloran for Devonside. In 5, Ethan McNeil for Team Bath. In 6, Rory Dixon for North Ayrshire. In 7, Harry Devlin for Loughborough University. In lane 8, Ben Harrison for Mount Kelly, and 9 is City of Coventry swimmer Ryan Griffiths. So coming up to halfway, lane 7 is going to take that. Harry Devlin of Loughborough Uni. Obviously as a university swimmer, swimming in the 19 years and over category. Lane 4, also as expected, doing well. Joel O'Halloran, that is, for Devonside. between Halloran and Devlin. Enough that if he maintains this pace, then he'll be okay though. Lane 8, that's Ben Harrison from Mount Kelly, also swimming nicely, and also in that 19 years and over category. It's the last heat before we move on to cyclically seeded. There we go, Joel O'Halloran is in first, 2:27.8. Harry Devlin comes in second, 2:22.14. Ben Harrison in third, 2:22.44. As we move to heat number 10. So heat 10. Stephen Taylor for Ellesmere College Titans is in 0. In 1, Bellshill Sharks have Greg Fairbairn. Uni of Bath swimmer Jacob Greenow is in lane 2. Matthew Rogers for the University of Birmingham occupies lane 3. Ed Baxter for the City of Derby is in lane 4. 5 is Conor Bryan for the City of Oxford. In 6, James Bilbao for Ellesmere. In 7, Billy Wootton for City of Oxford. In 8, Campbell Stephen for City of Derby. And lane 9 is Adam Brown for Loughborough University. Ed Baxter expected to do well here. So lane 4, the first cyclically seeded heat, that will make him third seed overall in the competition. Third quickest entry time. That entry time was 2:15.33, which is his season best. Ed Baxter storming away now, well ahead of the rest of the pool. Next closest is 5, Conor Bryan for the City of Oxford, but a lot between those two. So Ed Baxter coming up now into the final 5 meters. He's going to touch first. There we go, 2:14.91. Clocks a season best there. Conor Bryan in second, 2:19.19. And then Jacob Greenow in lane 2 comes in third, 2:19.73. As we move on to heat number 11. Heat 11 then. Penultimate heat. The men's 200 breaststroke. Lane 0, Jay Manners for Derwenside. In 1, Max Hagan for City of Glasgow. 2 is George Clow for the University of Stirling. In 3, Andrew McIntosh for Edinburgh University. In 4, Kyle Booth for the City of Cardiff. Another Edinburgh Uni swimmer occupies lane 5. That's Daniel Lim. In 6, William Bell. For the City of Leicester in 7, George Smith. For Ellesmere in 8, Joshua Pemberton. For Deventio in lane 9, Jack O'Brien. For the City of Manchester. Lane 5, Daniel Lim having a nice swim. As is lane 2, that's George Clow. He's going to turn first. 1 minute 6.6. Just watching these guys stroke is fascinating. 200 meters breaststroke has to be swum very differently to sprint breaststroke. That kind of PT rapid stroke rate is just not possible over a distance like 200. You've got to stretch it out, really work on your glides. In order to make sure that you can preserve energy, though, this final straight is when these swimmers will start to pick up the pace, and that is exactly what they're doing. If you look now, lane 4, Kyle Booth really starting to pull at the water, although George Clow in 2 still in the lead with 15 meters to go now. Andrew McIntosh in 3, Daniel Lim in 4, also swimming nicely. So there we go, Kyle Booth comes in 2:17.61. Daniel Lim in 3rd there, 2:19.96. George Clow coming in 2nd, 2:17.65. As we move on to the final heat, this is heat number 12. Okay then, final heat of the men's 200 meters breaststroke. Lane 3 taking the lead. That's David Murphy of the City of Oxford. Most of the swimmers in this heat they're all either in the 17, 18 years category or the 19 years and over category, other than Nyron Davies in lane 0, who's in the 15 years category. So Nyron Davies, Swansea Aquatics in 0, William Mitchell, Millfield in 1, Ross Young, Edinburgh is in 2. David Murphy for the City of Oxford occupies lane 3. Adam Chillingworth for Plymouth Leander is in 4. Greg Butler for the City of Derby in 5. Bradley Newman for City of Cardiff is in lane number 6. In 7, Cameron Muir for City of Glasgow. 8, David Miller for Bath Uni. And 9, Thomas Cannon for Inverclyde. David Murphy and Adam Chillingworth racing side by side. As we come down the final straight, it looks like Adam Chillingworth from Plymouth Leander, remember, quickest seed coming into this competition, is going to take this without too much trouble at all. Really pulling now through the last few meters of this race. In first, there we go. Just need to wait for confirmation of those times when we get them. The great swim there from Adam Chillingworth. There we go, there are the times. So Adam Chilling with 2:15.82 to come in first. Second, David Murphy, 2:18.10. And then third, Bradley Newman at City Cardiff, 2:18.86. As we move on to our next event, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for the women's 100 meters freestyle. This is heat 1. Freestyle for ladies then. Heat number 1. And we're just above the minute barrier for the first 2 heats, and then we're going to drop under a minute once we go into heat 3 of these. Victoria Dreveler is in lane 2. She's representing Romford Town here. Holly Barden is in lane 3 for the City of Liverpool in 4. Hermione Rowe represents Stockport Metro in 5. City of Cardiff have Isabel Joseph. And Maya Noonan for the City of Birmingham is in lane number 6. Very little separating these girls. Although lane 3, lane 6 is doing nicely. That's Maya Noonan for the City of Birmingham. Actually, the youngest swimmer, still only 13 years old, is going to take this heat. There we go. 1:27, so just above the minute barrier. Second, Holly Barden, 1:81, and then third, Hermione Rowe, 1:98 as we move to heat number 2. So, swimmers in this one, Jess Procus is in 0, Grace Conroy in 1, Darcy Revitt in 2, Millie Milne in 3. Lane 4 is Louisa Stoddart in 5, Katie Hale in 6, Kira Henney in 7. Evie Dilley is the only swimmer not 14 years of age. She's 13 in 8, Elise Cozens. And in lane 9, Evie Float for Ellesmere. Again, all these swimmers, entry times just above that infamous minute barrier over first at the 50-metre end. Kira Henney going out nice and quick, 28.44. It's all well and good going out quick on 100 freestyle, but you need to be able to maintain that pace down the second length. It's going to come from lane 0 in the end. 59.41 gives us our first sub-minute 100 free from Jess Procus in lane 0. Millie Milne takes second touch as we move on to heat number 3. Bella Hodges in 0, Kennedy Gordon is in lane 1. And then Meadow Dronsfield in 3, Meadow Dronsfield in 2, Oriana Knoll in 3, Izzy Winter in 4, Drew Nellie McKenzie is in 5, Evie McLean in lane 6, Gracie May in 7, Emily Eiley and Imogen Viney in lane 8 and 9 respectively. I keep going on about going under a minute, but every swimmer remembers the first time they break the minute barrier on 100 freestyle. Absolute rite of passage that. And nice to see some of the girls in the last heat doing that for the first time. These girls, though, have already been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Drew, Nellie McKenzie, first of those to the wall in this heat, though, 59.02. Imogen Viney takes second down in lane 9, 59.81, as we move on to heat number 4. Number 4 then. With the girls 100 free, lane 5. That little bit higher of a standard. Lovely underwater off that turn as well. That's Clara Von Opel from Natari, West London. Although evening out slightly as we come down the final leg. 50 metres to go for these swimmers. Clara Von Opel still leading ever so slightly from lane 5. Second looks like it's going to come from lane 4. Ooh, not right on that one. Clara Von Opel coming in first, 59.45. And then only 100th of a second separating 2 and 3 as we move on to heat number 5. Swimmers underway in heat 5. Try and get rid of the name 0. Olivia Mason. Jennifer Horn is in 1. Maisie Elliott in lane number 2. Ella Bargett in 3. Ella Chown in 4. Gabby Melbourne Smith is in lane number 5. In 6, Millie Boulding. In 7, Harriet Rogers. In 8, Elena Dewhurst. And in lane 9, Lily Scott. Halfway, very little separating anybody, but Harriet Rogers in 7, the first to turn. Also, good swim coming from lane 2. That's Maisie Elliott of the City of Leicester. 15 metres to go, and it is going to be between those two swimmers, although lane 3, that's Ella Bargett, also putting herself into the mix. So coming in first here, it's going to be lane 2, Maisie Elliott, 58.62. Harriet Rogers in lane 7, coming in second, 59.20, and then 59.58 is Ella Bargett's time to touch third as we move on to heat number 6. Sixth heat of the 100 freestyle for ladies. Lane 5, that's Kirsty Flint from Natari, West London, is going to be over first at the 50-metre turn end. 27.67, that split. Really having a decent swim here, actually pulling half a body length ahead of the rest of the field and maintaining that throughout this 50-metre swim, though that orange hat at the bottom of your screens is belonging to Beatrice Varley of Teddington in lane 1, and she's having a good swim too as we come under the 5-metre flags. Lane 5 is going to take the touch, 57.83 for Kirsty Flynn. Beatrice Varley in lane 1 comes in second, 58.14, and then Meady Harris from Gwynedd, she is in third with 58.44 as we move to heat 7. Up and away on heat 7. Again, lane 5 looks to be generally a quick lane. Of course, quick lanes, we know there's no such thing really. Swimmers can get superstitious about such things. Rhiannon Bowen over first, 27.63, 0.45 behind her, lane 7. There's Emma Van Salm for Bromley. Mix of swimmers here. Leader Rhiannon Bowen in the 18 years age group. Good swim coming from lane 2 as well. That's Megan Barnes. As we come into the touch, it's going to be Rhiannon Bowen from lane 5 who touches first, 58.42. Emma Van Salm in second, 58.68. And then Megan Barnes touches third in 58.84 as we move to heat number 8. Most of the way through first lane of heat number 8. And it's Erin Little in lane 2 who's ahead. As we come into the closing stages already. Nice little swim coming from lane 2 in the last few meters there. Erin Little is going to come in first, 58.30. Second, Mia Hawkes from lane 3, 58.56. And then Mia Slevin in lane 8 for Deventio, 58.59. Brings us to heat number 9. So quite easy to fill you in on age groups in this one. Everybody from lane 3 through to lane 9 in the 17 and 18 years age group, as is 0 and 1. So the only swimmer that's not is Molly Allen in lane 2. She is in the 19 years and over age group. It is Emily Hames of Mount Kelly, 3 Mount Kelly swimmers in the centre of the pool in this 9th heat of the ladies 100 freestyle. So they'll be used to swimming with each other and pushing each other on. Emily Hames definitely seems to be swimming nicely here. 5 meters to go, and it looks like she's going to get to that wall first. She does, 57.42 the time. Second, Athena Clayson, Mount Kelly teammate, and Anna Padrigal touches third, 57.93 as we move to heat 10. First heat with cyclic seeding. So expecting the centre lanes to do even better than you usually would. Although over 100 metres, so little between these swimmers anyway. Looking down their personal bests, little separating them though. Rachel Louise Masson from Edinburgh Uni. The quickest swimmer in this heat, of course, in that centre lane, 55.69 her personal best, though it is going to be her Uni of Edinburgh teammate Catherine Greenslade that comes in first, 56.29, which is exactly equal to her entry time, actually. As we move on to heat 11. Again, Edinburgh Uni well represented. So yeah, as I was saying, Edinburgh University in the middle two lanes again. Lucy Hope in 4, Tame Bruce in 5. Producing some quick sprinters. Lucy Hope coming into her own now. About half a body length between her and her teammate Tame Bruce in lane 5. Just 5 metres to go, and it is going to be Lucy Hope that touches first, but very quickly behind her, Tame Bruce. 56 dead for Lucy Hope in lane 4. Tame Bruce comes in second, 56.45. And then Anna Main, 57.28 to come in third as we move on to heat number 12, our final heat. This time, the turn of Loughborough University to be in the pool. Lane 6, Amy Grant representing them. Guildford City have the quickest swimmer in this race, though. That's lane 5, Robin Newman. And she's over first at the far end, 26.63 the split. Not much between her, though, and Amy Grant in the lane next to her. Kate Clifton from the City of Sheffield doing well, as is Jemima Hall. They're in lanes 2 and 3, respectively. As we come into the last 5 metres, it's going to be Robin Newman, 55.84. Second is Kate Clifton, the City of Sheffield, 56.72. And then Jemima Hall coming in third, 56.83. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the men's multi-classification 200 metres individual medley. This is Heat 1. It's the first outing for our para swimmers on day 4 of the British Summer Championships here at Tollcross. 2 heats of this men's 100 IM for you. This the first of those. Alex Rosser in lane 2 in the SM14 category, as are all the swimmers on that side of the pool. He's representing Torfaen. 3, Jack Milne representing Dundee City Aquatics. In 4, Dylan Broom representing Torfaen. In 5, Conor Morrison for Aberdeen Performance. Then Lewis White in lane 6 is in the SM9 category, City of Manchester swimmer. And then Leatherhead have Conor Ballard in lane 7, swimming in the S10 category. So as we've said before, the way these multi-classification events work is each time will be awarded a set of para points, and those are based on the records. These swimmers chasing the relevant records in their own classification. Turning now from breaststroke to freestyle. And it's Conor Morrison in the lead for Aberdeen Performance. Remember, pretty much a straight race between lanes 2, 3, 4 and 5. Though lanes 6 and 7 will be chasing different records and therefore achieving different sets of para points. So we will be yet to see exactly who comes where. Into the wall first then, Dylan Broom, 2:21.02, 765 points for him. 750 from Lewis White in lane 6. And 565 from Conor Ballard in lane 7. And the board will do its magic now and give us those in order as we move to heat 2. Okay. This is heat number 2. Full set of swimmers then in heat 2. Remember from the previous heat, top set of points was 765. So providing these guys achieve more than 765, that will pretty much guarantee them a place in the final this evening. Introduce you to our swimmers then. Joshua Fairchild for the City of Coventry in lane 0. Competing in the S14 category. Other SM14 swimmers, James Edwards in 2, Tyler Yanu in 3, representing Cal Alpha and Wickham District respectively. Stockport Metro have SM14 swimmer Thomas Hammer in lane 4, Louis Lawler in 5 for the City of Glasgow. In 6, Rhys Davies from Pembrokeshire County is in lane 6. So they're all SM14 swimmers, and then SM9 swimmer Jacob Leach occupies lane 1. He's swimming for Cockermouth here. Oliver Carter in lane 7, and Tom Piggott in lane 8, representing Uni Stirling and Austri Otters are both SM10 swimmers, and then William Perry representing Northampton in the SM6 category in lane number 9. And the magic number 765 para points set in the last heat. And we have lane 6, that's Rhys Davies, Pembrokeshire County, who is leading us down with 15 metres to go now, this 200 medley. Thomas Hammer in lane 4, going to come in second. So 798 points for Rhys Davies in lane 6. Still got to wait for our other classes of swimmers to come in. Jacob Leach, 718 in lane 1. Just waiting. Whilst we have William Perry, our S9 swimmer in this race. Of course, still got to watch the para points for him. Last 5 meters then. Well done. 580, very respectable total. And we have there the full order. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the women's 200 meters individual medley. This is heat 1. Again, 2 heats of this one. This is the women's multi-class 200 meters IM. Jessica Jane Applegate in lane 4, swimming in the SM14s. Brock Whiston, Barking and Dagenham in lane 5, SM8 swimmer. And then Rebecca Redfern, SM13 for Worcester. If you weren't here last night, Brock Whiston was in action, currently swimming in lane 5. She set a world record in the 100 meters breaststroke. All the excitement we have here at the British Summer Championships. Finals starting at 5 every evening. You can watch them all either here at Tollcross, and we're very grateful for those of you that have joined us here today and throughout the week, but also all streamed for you live on the internet via the British Swimming YouTube channel. Jessica Jane Applegate over first 1:55.73. Enters this meet on a season best, a little bit shy of her PB though. Interestingly, if she'd opened with her PB, she would be the quickest swimmer over both heats. As Jessica Jane Applegate comes in 2:31.46, that gives us 762 para points. In second there, Brock Wiston, 938, nice and quick from her. And then Rebecca Redfern, 673. As we move to heat number 2. So second heat of the ladies multi-classification, 200 meters IM. Grace Harvey is in lane 0 in the SM6 category, representing Hoddesdon. In lane 1, Maisie Summers-Newton, also in the SM6 category. She's swimming for Northampton here. Then SM14 swimmers in the centre of the pool in lanes 2, 3 and 4. Megan Neve for City of Derby, Danielle Hartin for Basildon Phoenix, and Louise Fitz for Hatfield. Tony Shaw, SM9, is in lane 5, representing Aberdeen Performance here. Another SM14 swimmer, Bobby Maskill for Crew Flyers, is in lane number 6. Wickham District have Katie Crowhurst in lane 7. She's in the SM13 category. Ellie Simmons for Camden Swiss Cottage is in lane 8. And then Leah O'Connell, her teammate, SM7 swimmer, in lane number 9. Special mention to Maisie Summers-Newton in lane 1, as today is her birthday. So happy birthday to Maisie. Woo! Exactly. These start lists or anything to go by, that makes her 17 today. So happy birthday to her. Great little swimmer. Loads of these guys we'll be seeing at the Para World Championships in London in September. This really, these swimmers' last opportunity to practice racing before that major international event. So Louise Fizz coming in now, 5 meters to go for her. 2:32.42 to time, 748 para points. As Tony Shaw comes in, 7:74 for her, 2:40.97 the time. That's lane 7 coming in. Katie Crowhurst, 527 points. Got to hear from our SM6 swimmers as well. Maisie Summers-Newton coming in there, 937 for her. That's a quick time, 3:03.49. See if she can beat that in the race in the final later today. Just waiting for confirmation of that result.
Yeah, and while we wait for confirmation of that result, as you can see, obviously, a few ghosts in the machine here at Tollcross. By the way, we can be fairly sure it was a very good birthday swim for Maisie Summers-Newton. We'll get those official results to you as soon as we can. A reminder for those of you in the crowd here at Tollcross, it is competition time.
It's always competition time.
It's always competition time. We've just given away one of our prizes from yesterday. And you have a chance to win some brand new spanking tier goodies. All you've got to do is answer the question of which Scottish music star has wished one of our swimmers a video message good luck. Was it Calvin Harris? Was it Rod Stewart? Was it Lewis Capaldi? Let us know on Twitter, #SummerChamps19. We can confirm the disqualification in the last race. Official results are up on the scoreboard. DQ in lane 8 for a technical infringement.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for our next event. This is the men's 100 meters butterfly. Heat 1. So 6 swimmers to start us off then. Lane 1, Owen Ray for Warren Debarbs. In 3, Albert Branch for Black Lion. 4, Anthony Whittle for City of Manchester. In 5, Archie Hawkins for Thanet Swim. In 6, Alexandru Chirac for Poole. And in lane 7, Liam Carey for Wigan Best. Two lengths of the pool for these athletes. 100 meters butterfly is the swim. All of these swimmers in the 14 years category to open up with. Outside 2 lanes there, doing nicely. There we go. Alexander Chiriac from Poole takes first, 61.9. Owen Ray in second, also 61.9, only 6th 100ths between the two. And then Albert Branch from lane 3 coming in third as we move on to heat number 2. Run you through the swimmers then in the second heat. Maxwell Adams from Team Bath in 0. Leo He from Camden Swiss Cottage is in lane 1. Borough of Stockton have William Baines in 2. Alexander Coyle for Borough of Harrow is in lane number 3. Matthew Cairns for Durham City in 4. Henry Halloran Day for Portsmouth North Sea is in lane 5. Tyler Melbourne Smith for City of Liverpool in 6. Samuel Ellis for Plymouth Leander in 7. Millfield School of Solomon Williams in 8. And Christopher Williamson from the City of Cambridge is in lane number 9. Over first, but at far end there, William Baines from the Borough of Stockton in lane 2. 28-3-3 that split. Again, all of these swimmers in the same age group, so all competing against each other for spots in the final. Though it's a last-minute dash here from the centre lanes. I think lane 5 is going to take this one. Does Henry Halloran Day, comes in 101.2. 101.35 then for lane 8 to come in second. And Matthew Cairns in 4 and Maxwell Adams in 3 were joint as we move on to heat number 3. Finley Banerjee of City of Derby is in lane 0. Ruben Rowbotham Keating, City of Manchester in 1. Robbie Hemmings of Poole in 2. Ben Shelton, City Leeds in 3. Stefan Kraviak from East Lothian is in lane number 4. Oliver Waller from North Cornwall Dragons, what a name, North Cornwall Dragons, is in lane 5. Toby Hill for Prescott Swimming in lane 6. Adam Strickland, Devonside in 7. Sonny Johnson wanted White Horses in 8. And Joseph Stout with City of Salford in lane number 9. Adding some 15-year-olds into the mix and also a 13-year-old. Stefan Kraviak, only 13 years old, obviously swimming in the 13-14 years age category. 15 years, Robbie Hemmings and Ben Shelton, as well as Toby Hill and Adam Strickland in this race as we come into the final few metres. Very tight there, Oliver Waller and Stefan Kraviak. Oliver Waller touching first, 59.49, 59.66 for Stefan Kraviak, and then Toby Hill in lane 6 coming in third, 1:44, taking us nicely under the minute barrier in the 100 fly this time. As we move on to heat number 4. On to the 4th heat of the 100 butterfly. And not a lot between these swimmers, though. Lane 0, Thomas Curry of Northampton having a good swim. I think he's going to win this from 0. He's going to come between him and lane 5. It is lane 5 that touches first in the end. Antonio Rodriguez from Swansea Aquatics, 59.03. Elijah Kendrick in lane 9 coming in second, and then Thomas Curry coming in third, 59.19. Very tight there as we move on to heat number 5. Away we go with heat 5. Swimmers very evenly matched coming down this first straight. Gareth Davies in 0, Lewis Robert Hammond in 1, Alkel Rehel in 2, Henry Moore in 3, Tyler Reeve in 4, Ellis Cleworth in 5, Sam Cornish in 6, Toby Stewart in 7, and in lane 9 is Oliver Carlos. Over first was Ellis Cleworth from the city of Liverpool, 27.12 from lane 5. Also, lane 2 swimming very nicely, that's Alkel Rehel. He's in the lead in a moment as we approach 10 metres to go now. Under the 5 metre flags, lane 9 making a last minute dash for it too. Alkel Rehel touches first in lane 2 at 58.19. Oliver Curlis second from lane 9, 58.66. And then Toby Stewart, Guildford City swimmer, 58.95, takes third as we move to heat number 6. So a full heat of 16-year-olds. Everybody in this heat. 16 years old, Devish Kapoor, Alistair Roberts, Marcus Tambling are in 0, 1 and 2. 3 is Samuel Greenbank. In 4, Jack Gartside. 5, Ellis Morgan. 6, Lewis Maxwell. 7, Jordan McPhail. 8, Daniel Genkus. 9, Jake Cushion. Over first at the turn end is, wow, that's tight, Sam Greenbank. 56.87, that split. And then Ellis Morgan in lane 5 over second, just 0.18 between the two swimmers. All of these swimmers, as I said, competing directly for a space in the final. "15 metres to go then. And it is tight at this finish. We're going to let the electronics call that. Marcus Tambling is there first, 58.26 from lane 2. Second, Lewis Maxwell, 58.32, and then Jordan McPhail is third as we move on to heat number 7. Mixing the age groups up a little bit more this time. 16 years in 0, 1 and 2. Sean Tzee, Lewis Binning and Nathan Woodrow, as well as Dylan Charner from Hillingdon. He's in lane 4. Joshua Gammon in 6. And Archie Minto in 9 are all 16 years of age. Elsewhere in the pool, 15-year-old Calvin Fry is in 3. Matthew Titman in lane 5 is 18 years old, and then two 15-year-olds in 7 and 8, James Hart and Louis Haynes. 25 metres left, and Dylan Channa from Hillingdon having a nice swim. Also on the outside there, Sean Sight from Millfield really charging down the pool, as lane 6 and 7 also pulled themselves into the mix. It is Dylan Chandler that touches first, 57.35 and a personal best time from him. Joshua Gammon comes in second, 57.39. James Hart in third, 57.59 as we move to heat number 8. Where we are with the 8th heat then of the men's 100 metres butterfly. 0, Michael Ripper. 1 is Ruben Vizda. In lane 2, Samuel Perks. In 3, Hugh Williams. 4, James McDonald. 5, Craig Greenock. 6, Patrick Heeks. 7, Alex Watkinson. 8, Reed Jones. And 9, Manfred Battle. It's Reed Jones from lane 8, 17-year-old swimmer who is over first. This race seems to be dominated inversely. Outside lanes doing very nicely here. I think lane 7 really coming to into his own. That's Alex Watkinson for Warrington Wanderers. Warriors, sorry, as he comes in there, 56.73. Second, Hugh Williams, 57.42 from lane 3. And then third, Manfred Battle from City of Cambridge comes in third. We move on to heat number 9. Zero Ned Sharp, 1 Hector Pardo, 2 Aaron Fox, 3 Isaac Von Fintel, 4 Cole Hewitt, 5 Rhys Edwards, 6 Alexander Armstrong, 7 Charlie Poole, 8 Michael Klimazeski, and then 9 Charlie Hutchinson. It is Cole Hewitt who is over first in the centre lane. 2 17-year-olds in the centre lane and then 18-year-olds on the outside, 18, 17 years. Most common age group here, Michael Klimazeski in lane 8 to the 15 years, and Ned Sharp in lane 0 for Skipton. He is in the 16 years. Everybody else 17, 18 years of age. Cole Hewitt is going to, it's going to be close between Cole Hewitt and Rhys Edwards actually. Cole Hewitt is in first, 55.54. Rhys Edwards in second, 55.97. And then third, coming from Alexander Armstrong of Guildford City there, 56.84 as we move on to heat number 10. So the third fastest swimmer that we expect to see based on entry times, Cameron Brooks-Clark in lane 4, entered at a time of 53.74. That's his personal best. That's not his personal best, that's his season best. His personal best is 52.89. He's over first at the far end, 25.54. The split. And then lane 1, that's Jacob Goodman. Just 0.15 seconds behind. This does seem to be a good swim from Jacob Goodman in lane 1 of Millfield. In fact, lots of good swims coming out here. And lots of swimmers very, very tight. As we come into the 5 metres flags, this could also come. There we go, lane 8 in the end. Jamie Ingram, City of Manchester, 54.71. That gives him a personal best time as we move on to heat number 11. Where we go with the penultimate heat then. Initially off quick, lane 5. That's Sam Horrocks for City of Manchester Aquatics. All swimmers in the open age group here, other than Santos Villian in lane 7 and Jamie Robertson in lane 2. It is Sam Horrocks over first from 5, but in the lane next to him, Matthew Domville for Warrington Warriors is just 0.06 behind, or he was at that turn at least. I think he's slightly ahead now as the swimmers come into the final 5 metres. There are the flags. It is going to be lane 4, Matthew Domville, that touches first in this heat, 54.21. Second, Sam Horrocks, 54.65, and then Liam White coming in third, 54.74 as we move to our final heat. This is heat 12. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please remind those in the venue that there is to be no flash photography, please, anywhere within Tollcross International Swimming Centre. Please do not use flash photography within the pool hall as it distracts the swimmers. Thank you. So, final heat then of the men's 100 metres freestyle butterfly. It is Edward Regnick for Uni of Stirling in lane 5, who is over first, 25.05. Lewis Fraser in lane 4, just about a tenth of a second behind. Not a lot. Also, decent swim. Looks like it's coming from Lewis Hodgetts, who seems to be right up there in lane 1. Lewis Fraser, though, pulling back in that second 50. 54.48, he touches in to touch first. Edward Rennick, 54.93 is second, and then Freddie Clampett, 55.95 is third. And that brings to a conclusion the men's 100 butterfly. The officials apply the backstroke starting devices, which signifies that we are going to move to a backstroke event. This is the women's 200 metres backstroke. We're on heat 1. So 4 legs of Tollcross pool for these girls. Starting off in this first heat, Ruth Hadley of Droitwich Dolphins goes in lane 3. Mari Swanson, Uni of Aberdeen Performance, in lane number 4, and then Ellie Westubby of Swansea University goes in lane number 5. These swimmers all in the 19 years and over category to start us off with. Very similar entry times. Quickest, of course, from 4. 2:26.05 was a season best for Mari Swanson. Not quite on PB pace though, that's a little bit quicker, 2:25.03. Then Ellie Westerby, 2:26.27, her season best to enter this, though lifetime best, 2:23.94, so the quickest swimmer in this heat. If on best time, by quite a way. Mari Swanson been leading throughout. Can we please have a coach or representative for Pool Swimming Club and the City of Derby to the timing suite? A representative from Pool Swimming Club and the City of Derby to the timing suite, please. As we conclude this first heat of the women's 200 backstroke, Mari Swanson touching in first there, 2:24.62, gives her a lifetime best. Then Ruth Hadley in second, Ellie Westby in third as we move to heat number 2. Second heat then of the 200 backstroke. Hannah Camden, City of Salford, goes in lane 0. Amber Ranson for Atlantis in 1. And Kate Morris for Nova Centurion swimming in lane 2. Anna Green for Warren de Barbs is in lane 3. Michaela McCall for Kingston Royals is in 4. Heidi Marriott for Nova Centurion. In lane 5, Sophie Bromley for City of Sheffield is in lane 6. Martha Hurst for Stockport Metro swimming in lane 7. And then Holly McDonald for City of Leeds is in lane number 8. Over first at the halfway point, Paddy Marriott in lane number 5, 109.75, that 100-metre split. All of these swimmers actually capable of going quicker than they've entered at, other than Hannah Camden and Amber Ransom in 0 and 1. Everybody else, although entered at a 2:25, has clocked a 2:24 previously. Remember, small window for qualification for the British Championships got to be set between around when the window opens in March and then the window closing end of May. So the times have got to be set for this competition within that window. As I said, these swimmers all tapered up and at their fittest for the end of the season meet, which for these guys is of course the one that we're at right now. It is going to be lane 3 for the touch here. Anna Green, 2:23.92, gives her a personal best. Kate Morris in second, 2:24.31, also a PB for her. And Martha Hurst, Stockport Metro, 2:24.38. is third. Just waiting for a confirmed result there. And it's there, so we move on to heat number 3. First full heat, 200 backstroke. Abigail Miles of the City of Sheffield goes in lane 0. Eve Lalou for Reeking College in lane 1. And Keris Rosser for Tofane Dolphins is in 2. Isabella Woolard, Milford School in 3. Lane 4 is Jacqueline McMillan for Carnegie. Lane number 5 is Toraya Evans for Carnbray and Halston. In 6, Lucy Hitchin for the City of Leicester. In lane 7, Emma Cruikshanks for Team Ipswich. Royal Wolverhampton School have Chloe Harris in lane 8, and Iona Colbert goes in lane 9 for Nova Centurion. Over first there at halfway was lane 5, I believe. Also lane 9 looking nice and strong. That's Iona Colbert for Nova. dropping back now, and it is all about lane 5. Tora Evans turning first. Lane 0 also having a nice swim. Abigail Miles, that is, for the City of Sheffield. And lane 4, Jacqueline McMillan trying to maintain. And in fact, pull back into a lead. There we go, 50-metre mark. She is ever so slightly ahead. Lane 0, Abigail Miles is still coming though. Be interesting to see between those two. Dropping back in the last few metres actually, and I think it should be Jacqueline McMillan here. Just have to wait for a confirmation of that result to see which way round it went. The end of heat 3 there. There we go, Jacqueline McMillan in first, 2:22.61. Tora Evans in second, and Iona Colbert in third as we move to heat number 4. On to heat number 4. Annabelle Wilkinson goes in lane 0 for the City of Sheffield. Madeline Soper goes in lane 1 for Western Supermare. In 2, Isabel Eiley for the Borough of Waltham Forest. Lane 3, Jessica Coo for Hatfield. In 4, Annabelle McCroy for De Winside. In 5, Frances New for Dulwich. 6, City of Peterborough have Eve Wright and Natasha Whittle for 7. For City of Manchester is in lane 7. In 8, Lucy Block for Thames Swimming Club. And in lane 9, Imogen Volland for Harrogate District. Frances New pulling away ahead of the rest of the pool. Enters at her personal best, Annabelle McCroy. McCrory in lane 4. Enters at a season best, a slightly quicker PB, 2:23 range. Halfway point, New is over first, 68.62. McCrory in the 16 years age group here. Lane 0 though, who's doing well too. That's Annabelle Wilkinson second. Sorry, at the moment, Madeline Soper in second, and Annabelle Wilkinson in third. Though Wilkinson turning second at the 150-metre mark. She's only 14 years of age. Madeline Soper, though, 16, and therefore in the same age group as Frances New and Annabelle McCroy in the centre lanes. We could well have another win from the outside here. Annabelle Wilkinson from the City of Sheffield looking very strong as we come under the 5-metre flags. Also lane 7 now, Natasha Whittle, City of Manchester, who in the end touches first, 2:23.06 for her. Very nice personal best time. Second, Annabelle Wilkinson, 2:23.26. That's a PB as well, as we move on to heat number 5. where we go with heat number 5. And first at the 10 end, Lily Mae Marston for Wolverhampton. 33.19 that split. Elsewhere in the pool, lane 0 is Alice Kerslake for Soundall. In 1, Elise McQueenie for City of Glasgow. Lane 2, Lily Mae Marston for Wolverhampton, as I already said. In 3, Emma Erskine for Nova Centurion. In 4, Emma Rosen for Stockport Metro. Then 2, Basildon Phoenix swimmers. You can always spot a Basildon Phoenix swimmer with their lovely bright orange hats. Emily Lane in 5 and Ella Turner in 6. Maisie Thornton for Crawley is in lane 7. Paige Coombs for Guildford City in 8. And Jessica Mellor for the City of Stoke is in lane 9. So currently leading the way, Emma Rosen, 1:45.50 in lane 4. The 150 metre mark puts her slightly ahead of Ella Turner in lane 6. In fact, a little bit more than slightly, more like a body length ahead. Emma Rosen, 19 years and over age category. Whereas Ella Turner, who's going to take second here, down in a 14 years category, so that's an even better swim from her. There we go, Rowson 2:21.97. Ella Turner coming in at second there, 2:23.01. As we move on to heat number 6. There we go, heat number 6. Molly Garrett for York City is in lane 0. Libby Freeman for Morpeth finds herself in lane 1. Scarlett Ferris for Dundee City Aquatics in 2. South Ayrshire, Caitlin Duffy is in 3. Rachel Saunders for Warren de Barbs is in lane number 4. Dumfries swimmer Ava Simpson is in 5. Charlotte Norman for Team Ipswich in 6. Bella Hodges, Matt Kelly swimmer in 7, and then Gemma Peters for Millfield School in 8, and her teammate Ruby Dixon in lane number 9. Libby Freeman in lane 1, just 13 years of age. In fact, not even 13 years of age yet. Will be 13 later this year. So just 12 years old to be swimming in heat number 6 of the 200 backstroke is pretty good going. And to be doing well in it as well. First one to turn. Look at that, 1:07.95. Freeman not entering at a personal best in this competition, 2:23.08 entry time. Best she's done this year, 2:21.12, and that's her lifetime best as well. Absolutely flying here. 1:43.34 puts her 2.3 seconds ahead of Rachel Saunders. Rachel Saunders in the same age group, 14-year-old swimmer. But this is fantastic here from Libby Freeman. 15 metres to go. Rest of the swimmers quite even. and difficult to call who's going to come second, but we can guarantee who's going to come first. Look at this from Livy Freeman, just 12 years old, 2:18.89, smashes her PB of 2:21.12. Great swim there. Bella Hodges from Mount Kelly comes in second, 2:21.21, and then Charlotte Norman, Team Ipswich, comes in third, 2:22.36. Great swimming there from Livy Freeman of Morpeth. In the 6th heat of 200 backstroke. There we go, confirming our result and allowing us to progress on now to our next heat. This is heat number 7. Underway of heat number 7 then of the ladies' 200 backstroke. Rowan Saunders, Heart of Midlothian swimmer, is in lane 0. Madison Turner for Skipton finds herself in lane 1. And Gracie Kay for the City of Cambridge is in lane 2. Abby Sinclair for Warren de Barbs in lane 3. Holly Shan for Elgin is in 4. Ella Stabler for York City in 5. Newcastle swim team have Amelia Robertson in lane 6. Rebecca Thornton for Borough of Kirklees is in lane 7. Madison Pevler for De Winside in lane 8. And Ella Cooper for the City of Leeds swimming in lane number 9. Looking at the ages again of these swimmers. Madison Pavler, the youngest of the group, swimming in the 14 years category. Again, not quite 14 yet, but will be 14 by the end of the year. She's in lane 8, as I said. And then mix of ages, 15-year-olds in lane 0, lane 1, lane 3, lane 6 and lane 9. 19-year-old swimmer Rebecca Thornton is in lane 7. And then 16-year-olds in lanes 2, lane 4. Of this heat, over first is Ella Stabler, York City swimmer. And second at the moment, lane 8. That's Madison Pevler, as I said, only 13 years old. Lane 0 also looking nice and strong. Rowan Saunders for the Heart of Midlothian. But with 5 meters to go, this should be heat 5, lane 5, sorry, there we go. Ella Stabler, 2:20.67, touches first. Madison Pevler is second, 2:20.88, and Rebecca Thornton in third, 2:23.29. Nice personal best there for Ella Stabler. As we move on to heat number 8. Two gator swimmers in the middle of the pool. Lanes 4 and 5, Jasmine Eiley and Emily Eiley. 18 and 15. 18-year-old is Jasmine, 15-year-old is Emily. Then Morven Lister in lane 0 for Carnegie. In 1, Kate Baxter for Portsmouth. In 2, Neve Ward for Team Bath. In 3, Holly McGill for Heart of Midlothian. Jessica McDonough is in lane 6 for Stockport Metro. In 7, Cara O'Toole for Hillingdon. 8 is Leah May Webb for Exeter. And in lane 9, Jessica Shaw for Birmingham University. At the moment, lane 9, Jessica Shaw leading this race. 106.39 the split. Her personal best, though, considerably quicker than her entry time. Enters on a time of 2:21. A swimmer 2:19 this year, and a swimmer 2:18 in years gone by. Over first, still Jessica Shaw. Jasmine Eiley then in second from lane 4. Can Jessica Shaw maintain this pace? And if she does, will she be on track for a season best, lifetime best? You can only find out when they get to the ball. It seems like Jasmine Eiley is speeding up, heading down this last length. Really strong last length from Jasmine Eiley. Head tilted slightly forward, arm spinning round as she touches the wall in 2:18.01. That's a tenth of a second under her personal best. Well done there. Jessica Shaw coming in second, 2:19.55. As we move on to heat number 9. Super quick start there from Molly Allen in lane 4. 0.53 of a second it took for her to react. And it's done her good as well. Slight edge now on the rest of the pool as she swims down this first length. Elsewhere in the pool, we've got Orla Adams of Aberdeen Performance in lane 0. Olivia Burrow for Exeter City is in lane 1. In 2, Danielle Rayner for the Uni of Stirling. In 3, Charlie Jones for Royal Wolverhampton School. Lane 5 is Beatrice Varley for Teddington. In lane 6, Keris Prince Rayner for Winchester City Penguins. In 7, Evie Johns for City of Hereford. 8, Evie Dilley for Middlesbrough. And lane 9 is Athena Clayson for Mount Kelly. So Molly Allen turned first at the far end, 32.17. Not a lot though between herself and Evie Johns in lane 7. First that time was actually from lane 1, Olivia Burrow, 107.43, with Charlie Jones taking second from lane 3. Evie Dilley in lane 8, worth mentioning again. 13 years old, and in heat 9 of the 200 backstroke, she's in lane 8, as I said earlier on. As we make our way down the final straight, this is pretty even. No clear winner. Beatrice Varley from Teddington seems to be speeding up her arms as we come into the final 15 metres. She's in the 16 years age group. And she is going to touch first here. There we go, 2:18.39. Gives her a lifetime best. Keris Prince-Reina coming in second, 2:18.88. And then Olivia Burrow coming in third, 2:19.14 as we move to Heat 10. On to 10th heat, the 200 backstroke. Pia Murray expects to go the quickest in this, although she turns 6th at the 50-metre end. It's Ellie Turner in lane 5 who turns first, 32 dead. Elsewhere in the pool, Olivia Butler is in 0 for the City of Bristol. Anna Marley for Harrogate is in lane 1. Issy May Reeves for City of Sheffield in 2. Alice Shields for Mulgarvey. And Bearsden is in lane 3. Lane 5 is Ellie Turner for Carnegie. 6, Holly Hudson for Taunton. 7, Emily Osborne for Loughborough Uni. And 8, Abby Lowe for Chelmsford. Of course, lane 9 is Emma Bell for Loughborough University over first. At the halfway point, Ellie Turner. Hang on. It was Ellie Turner. Who's powering away now throughout this race. And there she is over first in 5. Over second there, looked like it was lane 4. Third, currently looking like lane 0. It's lane 1. Anna Marley having a nice swim. Here we go then, Ellie Turner for Carnegie coming down. 16-year-old swimmer is going to touch first. We'll have to confirm those times in a moment once we have them. And also the rest of the places as soon as they become available to us. That nicely concludes heat number 10. There are the results for you. Ellie Turner, 2:17.23 to touch first. Anna Marley second, 2:18.32. Pia Murray third, 2:18.97 as we move to heat 11. Remember, all of the results for this competition are available online as they happen. And you can also see on there full heat results and the orders in which swimmers come in their age group. All of that information online on the British Swimming website, swimmingresults.org. Is the link that you'll need to get through that. Over first. That time, Daisy Platts from the City of Leicester. She's in lane 6. Elsewhere in the pool, lane 0, Olivia Gardner. For Ellesmere College, Olivia Tatton for Northampton is swimming in lane 1. Polly Painter for Millfield School is in lane 2. Sophie Shaw for Mid Sussex Marlins in 3. Charlotte Evans for Loughborough Uni is in lane 4. Sophie Maguire for Mid Sussex Marlins in 5. City of Leicester have Daisy Platts in 6, as I mentioned earlier. Lily Bosley of City of Sheffield is in 7. Kidius Hodgson for City of Leeds occupies lane number 8, and Caroline Lewitt for Natari West London is in lane 9. Over first at the halfway point there, Charlotte Evans of lane 4, 1:06.14, which is really starting to pull away. Of course, heat 11 of 12, therefore making Charlotte Evans the second fastest seed coming into this event. She enters on a time of 2:12.85, which is her best she's done this year. Of course, lifetime best slightly quicker, 2:10.35, so she has more in her. And it is quite a difference of standard then between Charlotte Evans 2:12.85, Sophie Maguire entering on a 2:15.76 and a PB. So Charlotte Evans expected to do nicely in this heat. Lily Bosley in 7, swimming nicely. This is Sophie Maguire in lane 5 as we approach the finish. It's not actually going to be that far in front for Charlotte Evans. 2:16.03 the time. Sophie Maguire comes in second from 5 in the end, 2:16.72. And then Lily Bosley comes in third in lane 7, 2:17.01. To move us to our final heat now. This is heat number 12. Final heat then of this ladies 200 metre backstroke event. Some MC 50 freestyle to come. Then we've got a swim off, followed by 2 relays. This time it's the time of the men 14 to 16 years, 17 years and over, 4x200 freestyle relays. Heats to come later on today. In fact, only a little bit later on. They'll be around very, very soon indeed in the pool in this final heat. Lane 4, Honey Osrin for Plymouth. Leander is currently in the lead. Not without competition though from Courtney Price of Nova Centurion in lane 3. Nova swimmer, 21 years of age in lane 3. Honey Osrin, credit to her, 16 years old, fastest entry time in the 200 backstroke at these British Championships, and can go faster. Enters on a time of 2:12, personal best 2:10. So expect quick things out of Honey Osrin, although on saying that, I'm not sure that she's going to take this heat, certainly not without trouble from either side of her. Alicia Wilson in 5, Courtney Price in 3. 5 metres to go, and it is going to be 19-year-olds category Alicia Wilson who touches first. 2:15.32 for her. Second is Honey Osrin, 2:15.53. Third, Courtney Price, 2:16.05. And as the swimmers clear the pool by the sides, we turn your attention here at Tollcross to the other end of the pool, where we have the athletes for our next event. This is the men's multi-classification 50 metres freestyle. We start with heat 1. two fast heats of this 50 freestyle to have for men before we move on to the women's event next. In the pool, John Law for Uni of Stirling, S13 swimmer. He's in lane number 4. Benjamin Granger, S10 swimmer for Mount Kelly, is in lane 3. Oludasi Alafinsen for for Nova Centurions, an S9 swimmer. As we come into the finish, there we go. John Law, 645 points, though Oludasi Alafinsen, 665, takes the heat. Just wait for those results to be ranked. There we go. And we move to heat number 2. So, almost a full heat of swimmers here. Lanes 0 through to 8. William Perry, S6 in 0. Kyle Hughes, S9 in 1. Jacob Leach, S9 in 2. Callum Pearson, S10 in 3. Lewis White, S9 in 4. S10 swimmers in 5 and 6. Oliver Carter and Charlie Colton. S9, James Brown in 7. Owen Say, S8 in lane 8. They approach the finish. Here we go. Lewis White is going to touch first. 813 power points. Nice little swim from him. Just looking at the other times coming in as well. Quick from Jacob Leach, 711. And there we go, confirming that result. We move on to our next event, which is the women's multi-classification 50 meters freestyle. This is heat 1. So 9 swimmers in this first heat. 0, Leah O'Connell. 1, Susanna Hex. 2, Katie Crowhurst. 3, Tony Shores. 4, Zara Melody. 5, Rebecca Redfern. 6, Abby Kane. 7, Ellie Robinson. 8, Charlotte Hyde. 9, Grace Cooper Holmes. 10 metres to go for these swimmers. And Zara Malloy looking strong for Guildford City. S10 swimmer. In she goes. There we go. 801 power points. Nice little total. Of course, all of these swimmers will be able to progress through to the final tonight. So the final swim this evening, vastly more important. Okay then, before we progress on to the relays, we do have something else for you now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes for a swim-off. This is in the men's 100 metres butterfly. You've got 2 swimmers, both 14 years of age. In lane 4, Alexandru Chirac, and in lane 5, Finley Banerjee. This is the swim-off. So both of these swimmers achieved identical times in the heats early this morning. Can we please have a coach or representative from Mid-Sussex and Milngavie to the timing suite? Coach or representative from Mid-Sussex and Milngavie to the timing suite as soon as possible. In the meantime, in the water, it is a little bit tight between these two swimmers. Not a lot separating Alexandru Chiriac and Finlay Banerjee. In fact, they are pretty much side by side as they approach the 15-metre mark. I'd say that Finlay Banerjee has an ever so slight edge, but this could all come down to the touch. 5 metres to go, and actually Finlay Banerjee starting to pull away from Chiriac as he touches there. 1 minute 0.97. Chiriac second, minute 1.82. Letting us know who will be second reserve in that final. All right, moving on now to the relays. It's relay time. We all have a relay. This is the men's 14 to 16 years, 4x200 meters freestyle relay, and this is heat number 1. Away we go then with heat number 1. Three heats of this 14 to 16 years, 4x200 meters freestyle relay. Introducing you to our teams. In lane 0, we have York City. In lane 1, Skipton. In lane 2, the City of Birmingham. In lane 3, Thanet Swim. In lane 4, City of Glasgow. In lane 5, Dulwich Dolphins. In lane 6, Hackney. Lane number 7 is the City of Manchester. And in lane 8, Monson. So currently in the pool, Jason Robson for York City in 0, Ned Sharp in 1, William Cooper in 2, Luca McAvoy in 3. William Cooper leading the way at the moment, 56.43, the 100-metre split of that 200-metre swim. And maintaining that lead through at the 50-metre end now, 127.69. Not a lot separating the two though, 0.06 at the moment between lane 2 and lane 4. That's City of Birmingham and the City of Glasgow. Not a lot between these lads at the moment, but very much can all be changed. Over first then, Tony Anderson for the City of Glasgow. Second, City of Birmingham in lane 2. City of Glasgow really trying to pull ahead now in their home pool. Swimming for them currently, Tony Anderson. Asa Woolley is swimming for the City of Birmingham. And it's Birmingham over first actually. Woolley pulling back that lead that they had earlier and putting 0.2 seconds between the two swimmers. Loads of cheering here at Tollcross for these teams. Elsewhere in the pool, lane 1, that's Archie Minto swimming for Skipton, Great swim here from Asa Woolley of the city of Birmingham, who's put over a second of water between his team and the city of Glasgow. In a long distance relay like this, all about gaining everything you can to make it that little bit easier for your teammates. But of course, as these are heats and we're looking at qualification for finals, not only is it necessary to try and beat everybody that you can, it's also absolutely relevant what time you get. It's not good enough to come first in heat 1. You still have to push through and give it everything to achieve the best possible time in hope that you can make it through to the final this evening. So it is going to be the city of Birmingham over first at the halfway stage. Aidan Mitchell jumps into the pool for them. Lovely little takeover there from Archie Dixon of the city of Glasgow. Takeover is a real art form in swimming. And these guys will practice them time and time again, especially knowing that they've got the Summer Champs coming up. City of Birmingham really coming into their own now. Aidan Mitchell just putting more and more water between the two teams. Still require a coach from Mid-Sussex, please. A coach or representative from Mid-Sussex to the timing suite as soon as possible. Thank you. City of Glasgow extending their lead. 3.18 seconds between the two teams at the moment. City of Birmingham very much in the lead here. Looking at the other positions though, quite tight between a lot of teams. Lines 5, 6, 7. Dulwich Dolphins, Hackney, City of Manchester, all pretty even. That gap closing a little bit there, 2.37 seconds behind between the two teams now. So Aidan Mitchell losing a little bit of ground to Archie Dixon. Really starting to heat up in the arena here. There we go, over first. City of Birmingham, now just 1.9 seconds between the two teams. Is that something that Ben Galloway is about to make up? Can Ben Galloway swim 4 lengths of this pool quicker than Harvey Higgins can by 1.9 seconds? That'll be a tough ask. Stranger things have happened. 2.57 to that lead, actually coming back now in the City of Birmingham's favour. Third position at the moment looks like it's going to come from lane 7. City of Manchester swimming quite nicely. $100 metres to go now in this first heat. The men 14 to 16 years, 4x200 metres freestyle relay. And that lead that the City of Glasgow have now City of Birmingham have now 3.3 seconds. But of course, largely unimportant as to where they come in the heat. Much more important that they achieve the best possible time they can, and a time better than anybody else. So 2.59 seconds now between the City of Glasgow and the City of Birmingham. City of Birmingham coming off better out of the two. 15 metres to go. And shy of something miraculous happening, the City of Birmingham are going to take this heat Will they do enough to qualify for a final letter today? We'll find out later. There we go, 8:07.17 is the time. Second, City of Glasgow, 8:09.06. And then third, Dulwich Dolphins, 8:12.35. Very nicely swum there from the City of Birmingham. Just untouchable. As we move on to our second heat, this is heat number 2. So to run you through the teams then that we have in the pool right now in lane 0, City of Leeds B. We have 2 teams in this. City of Leeds B are in lane 0, Mount Kelly in lane 1 to win side. Lane number 2, Millfield School are in lane 3. City of Leicester in 4, Guildford City in lane 5, Portsmouth Northsea in lane 6. City of Sheffield in 7, Warrender in 8, and Millfield School B are in lane 9. So, just to confirm that, 2 Millfield School teams in both lanes 3 and lanes 9. Over first halfway through this first 200 metres. Pietro Facconi in the water for Portsmouth Northsea. 56.7 for the opening 100-metre split. And Daniel Donovan swimming for Guildford City in lane 5 over second. And another lit between second, third and fourth place at the moment. Strong opening swim though from Portsmouth Northsea's Pietro Facconi. Can his team keep up this kind of pace and look at a finals spot later on this evening? Into the water goes Marcus Scullion for Portsmouth Northsea. Second, Mackenzie Russell for Guildford City. And third, City of Leicester's Joey Tippin is now in the pool. These boys powering down this length. Lane 1, Mount Kelly A doing nicely as well. Portsmouth Northsea being hunted down. And that gap starting to close. City of Leicester really starting to bring themselves into the mix as well. So what's the difference in time then between 2 teams now? 1.8 seconds between Portsmouth Northsea and the City of Leicester. Very nice swim from Joey Tippin of Leicester here. Really trying to make sure that he beats Mackenzie Russell to the wall. And both of them trying to chase down Portsmouth. Although, they're doing a decent job. That gap now down by half a second. And we're not even halfway yet. City of Leicester swimming beautifully here. Guildford City left behind them, and the 2 dominant teams emerging now, Portsmouth and the City of Leicester. As we approach the second change in the halfway point, it is Portsmouth over first. Oliver Cattle in the pool now. Leicester over second. George Lowen and 1.15 separating the two teams. Can the City of Leicester provide the work required to continue what Joey Tippin was doing for them in the previous leg? 1.36, that time difference. Guildford City still occupying third position, but they are now 4 seconds behind the leaders here. City of Leicester really now starting to pull a line with Portsmouth North Sea. .75 seconds between the two now. So less than a second separating the two leaders. And also, Rory Quirk for the Guildford City has turned it on all of a sudden. His 200-metre tactic seems to be to put in a heck of a lot of effort in the second 100, as he's really turned it on now. Of course, a lot of coaches will tell you that the third quarter of a race is the bit that you really need to push. If you can push through on the third quarter, when your body's telling you not to, you can come out with some very nice results indeed. Here we go then, not a lot separating Portsmouth North Sea from the City of Leicester as we come into the final takeover. What have these lads got left in them? Difference in time, 1.32 seconds, so City of Leicester with a slightly improved, or slightly weakened, gain on Portsmouth. Portsmouth improving and pulling away, actually. Portsmouth saving the big guns for last. Jeremy Williams in the pool for them. And it's Daniel Kennedy in the pool for the City of Leicester. Extending the lead again now, 2.15 seconds between the teams. Lane 1, that's Mount Kelly 8. They're coming into contention as well, bringing themselves into third position at the 50-metre turn end there. Do City of Leicester have enough to chase down Portsmouth in this last 100 metres? Just over a second between the two, and I think we're going to find that Portsmouth are going to be the better of the two teams. Remember, quickest time set in the last heat, 8 minutes 7.17. So that'll be a nice target for these teams. If they can beat that, then their chances of getting in the final greatly improve. 0.93 between the two. This would be incredible if the City of Leicester could pull it off. Daniel Kennedy will be giving it everything he has. Guildford City trying to pull themselves back in as well. Toby Stewart in the water for them as we approach 15 metres to go. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that the City of Leicester are, after trailing in second place throughout this relay, and I thought that Portsmouth were going to take this, it is going to be the City of Leicester as they come into the finish. Great swim there. 7:59.25. Smashes the quickest time set earlier on. 7:59.25 for the City of Leicester. 8 minutes 1-4 for Portsmouth North Sea. It was quite the battle between those two teams throughout this race. Never really sure who was going to come off the better, and just when you thought Portsmouth were going to take it, City of Leicester pulled through on that final 50. We move on now to our final heat. This is heat number 3. on to the final heat then of these relays. City of Leeds B in lane 0. Apologies. Not Plymouth Leander in lane 0. There we go. Hillingdon in lane 1. Stockport Metro in lane 2. City of Leeds A are in lane 3. That's where you'll find them. Lane 4. Is Nova Centurion, and then Northampton are in 5. Basildon and Phoenix in 6. Wickham District in 7. City of Milton Keynes in 8. Wickham District B are in lane number 9. So approaching the closing stages of this first leg. Joseph Sadler of Nova Centurion taking the early lead. And away he goes. 1:57.21, that 200-meter split. 0.82 separating Nova Centurion and Northampton. These guys swum this relay at regionals together. And that is where that time comes from. So close. In fact, Northampton now taking a lead. Joshua Vance in the pool for them. Nova Centurion have Joshua Skinner. So the battle of the Joshuas. Although lane 6, Noah. Apologies, lane 3. Ethan Sutcliffe. Looking nice too for the City of Leeds. Greats from yesterday, ladies of City of Leeds. And it'll be repeated by the gentlemen today. Skinner really starting to pull ahead for Nova Centurion, putting about a body length of water between himself and the teams to either side of him. City of Leeds, though, looking to be the stronger out of the two that are behind him. 5 meters to go. Joshua Skinner switches over to Tom Truman for Nova Centurion. Joshua Vance switches over to Jack Gartside for Northampton. And Ethan Sutcliffe switches over to Akil Rahal for the City of Leeds A. Nova, quickest seed in this event. Swam their time is 7:57.68 at regionals, as did all of these swimmers. That's how you qualify for the British Summer Champs relays. Slightly different team that they've got in the water though. The addition of Tom Truman here at the British Champs, you currently see in the pool. Skinner, Sadler and Kingsland, though, all remain the same for Nova Centurion. Right, look at this now, City of Leeds. And Nova really starting to battle it out. City of Leeds actually turning first, and just 0.05 between the two teams halfway through this third leg. From the quickest time to date, 7:59.25. We know Nova can go a little bit quicker than that. 25 metres to go until takeover number 3. And we have the final swimmers in the pool. City of Leeds are going to be first at the takeover here, but there is absolutely nothing in it between these two swimmers. City of Leeds over first, 0.41 between the two swimmers. We've now got Ben Shelton in the pool for the City of Leeds. And Joseph Kingsland in the pool for Nova Centurion. Thomas Curry trailing a little bit at the moment for Northampton. City of Leeds starting to pull away. 1 second between them and Nova Centurion. This will be quite a swim if City of Leeds manage to put this off. Their time almost 10 seconds slower at regionals this year than the swim that Nova did at regionals. 0.38 between the teams with 100 metres to go. This is going to be tight between Nova and City of Leeds. All the swimmers lined up on the side, cheering their teammates on, asking them to push that a little bit more so that they can qualify in prime position for tonight's final. Absolutely nothing separating Nova and the City of Leeds. Be interested to see if any of these teams change anything round for the finals tonight. 0.17 is all that separates Nova and City of Leeds, with Nova slightly ahead on that now. And I think that Joseph Kingsland is really starting to turn it on, but at the same time, Ben Shelton giving it everything that he can down these last 25 metres to see if he can get to that wall before Joseph Kingsland does. Both of them fancying a prime spot in tonight's final. What lane's he going to be though? With 5 metres to go, Joseph Kingsland starts to pull away and touches first in 7 minutes, 55.50 for Nova. They'll go through to tonight's final in the centre lane. In second, City of Leeds, and they'll be right next to them again, ladies and gentlemen. So you will have Nova in 4 and City of Leeds in lane 5 in tonight's final. Northampton A coming in third, 8 minutes 6.9. That should also get them a spot in the final. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, we move to our next event. This is the men's 17 years and over 4x200 metres freestyle relay. This is Heat 1. So 7 teams to start us off in heat number 1 of this 4x200 freestyle relay for the 17 years and over boys. We do have 3 heats of this. And you'll find that lane 5 currently in the lead. Let's run you through the teams quickly. Rushmore Royals are swimming in lane number 1. Warren Barbs B swimming in lane 2. City of Glasgow B swimming in lane 3. Poole are swimming in lane 4. Poole in the pool. In In lane 5, Newcastle. In lane 6, Brompton. In lane 7, West Lothian. Currently, Newcastle taking a nice lead. Adam Wilson in the pool for them. Over first, straight into George Barnes. For Brompton, Kieran Thomas for Newcastle. Oliver Cleal for Poole. Craig Greenock for City of Glasgow. James McDonald for Warren Barnes. Aidan Gill for Rushmore Royals. Craig Barnes for West Lothian. And here we go, coming up to the first takeover. So remember, if you want to get in touch with us, hashtag SummerChamps19 on Twitter. Drop us a tweet, tell us what's going on, where you are, where you're watching. If you're on YouTube, hello to you. If you're in the venue and you fancy winning free stuff, then all you need to do is answer our competition question. Somebody wished the swimmers here in Glasgow well, and they were a celebrity. The question is, who is that celebrity? A, Rod Stewart. B, Lewis Capaldi. Or C, Calvin Harris. Stick your answer on a tweet. Add the hashtag SummerChamps19 on it, and you could be in with a chance of winning some free stuff, courtesy of our sponsors, Tia. Alternatively, you can just say hi. That competition obviously only available for those in the venue. We'll pick a winner at random out of the correct answers, and we'll announce you during the final session. So, third swimmers are away. Currently swimming first, Newcastle. Lane 5, Patrick Shimmin is in the pool for them. In lane 6, Brompton occupying second place. Jeremy Kemp swimming for those guys. 2.5 seconds at the moment separating Newcastle and Brompton. Go. Newcastle over first, on to the final leg. Samuel Naylor in the pool for them now. Brompton have Christy Moon bringing them home. Currently occupying third position, City of Glasgow. Marshall Illingworth representing them right now. Fourth, Warren Abarbs, they're in lane 2. Again, all about times for these guys. In many ways irrelevant as to who gets to the wall first. The most important thing is that they get a decent time and a good enough time that they can progress through to tonight's final. We saw some decent swimming in heat 1 of our last set of relays. Can it be replicated here? Could these guys put themselves through to the final? We will find out very shortly. Samuel Naylor and Christy Moon for Newcastle and Brompton. Swimming next to each other. Christy Moon really trying to chase Sam Naylor down this final 50 straight. Does he have enough to pull back that lead that Newcastle have held throughout this relay the entire time? I think he might, you know. 20 metres to go, and I think that Brompton could pip Newcastle to the wall here. They absolutely are going to. Look at this, Christy Moon coming in to finish. After a fantastic final 50 leg, Newcastle led throughout, but Brompton come first in heat number 1, 7:54.07. That time, massive improvement on their qualifying time. So well done to Brompton. Second, Newcastle, 7:55.27 again. Massive improvement. From regionals, and then pool, 8 minutes free, 88. Allows them to finish third in this first heat. The men's 17 years and over 4x200 meters freestyle relay. We move now to heat number 2. Second heat of the men's 17 years and over 4x200 meters freestyle relay over first 50 meter end. City of Sheffield off to a good start. Jay Lelliott leading them. Northampton are in lane 0. They've got Liam Snook in the pool. City of Cambridge in 1. Hugo Bellamy first off for them. Hatfield in 2. Harry Constantine opening up. Royal Wolverhampton School have Finn Nicol in lane 4. Aaron Evans from Millfield swimming first in 5. City of Glasgow have got Martin McInnes in lane 6, 7. Leo Saragines opens up for City of Birmingham. City of Peterborough have got Herbie Kinder in lane 8, and Alexander Armstrong for Guildford City opens up lane number 9. Initially decent start from lanes 2 and 3. They seem to be planning on dominating this race. It's Hatfield and the City of Sheffield. Of course, still a long way to go in this relay, and anything could change, but as it stands, City of Sheffield, Jay Lelliott, determined to make a nice impression. So when the coaches put in their team sheets, they're always trying to work out what way round their swimmers will work best together. City of Sheffield out first. Half a second between them and lane 2 Hatfield. Yeah, as I was saying, coaches always trying to find the right order for their swimmers to work together in, even in a straight freestyle race like this. Way more important than a medley, of course. But over freestyle, all sorts of tactics used. You put out your quickest swimmer first, you put out your quickest swimmer last. Usually you can expect a team to leave their quickest swimmer for the final leg. But not always. Eugene Brooks Clark in the pool at the moment for the City of Sheffield, and starting to make up a little bit of water between himself and Hatfield, who were dangerously close earlier on. Remember, 7 7:54.07 was the quickest time in the heat just gone. Big thank you to Mark, who just entered our competition. Remember, all you need to do is tell us who wished these swimmers good luck. Wow, look at that. Coming up to the halfway point. Just 0.06 between Hatfield and the City of Sheffield. City of Sheffield on the better side of that. So Hatfield trailing behind by 0.06, but you can't really call 6/100ths trailing behind now, can you? Very tight indeed. Like I said, all you have to do for this competition, let us know. Who has wished these swimmers good luck? I can tell you that not very many people have entered, so if you do it, more chance of winning some tier goodies. Well then, lane 5 starting to make an impression. Millfield have Jacob Goodman in the pool. Jack 2 for the City of Sheffield over first. 0.6 seconds behind is Reese Housden for Hatfield. But look at this swim from Jacob Goodman. See, this is what I was saying about putting different swimmers in different positions. Millfield have put a really strong swimmer out now in third, which will set him up nice and steady for the final leg. Wow, look at this. After having not really been on our radar, Millfield really pulling in to contention here. Jacob Goodman with a fantastic swim, just moves effortlessly through the water. Doesn't even look like he's putting effort in to this 200-meter swim. Of course he is, but just simply effortless. 5 meters to go. Hatfield take over. Millfield first. Louis Barker is over first. Hatfield, as I was trying to say, now second. Nathan Hughes taking over for them. And City of Sheffield dropped into third place on that takeover. I think they got better underwater and a better takeover, though. Samuel Budd should turn second at the far end. Here's Louis Barker for Millfield, though, who is very much now in the lead. After trailing behind, to pull back like that is quite fantastic. What a swim in the last leg there for Millfield, and continuing up this pace now on this final leg. Coming up to turn, and again, another very smooth swim from Louis Barker. City of Sheffield starting to pull ahead. A little bit of Hatfield that have not been able to shake off all throughout this heat. And Louis Barker there turning for the final 50. Millfield are going to come first in this heat, short of an absolute sprint to the 50 from lanes 2 or 3. 25 meters to go for Millfield School. What's the time going to be there? Remember, way more important in these heats that the time is good. So still important, even though Millfield are out in front, that they push through. There we go, 7:34.41 puts them comfortably in the lead at the moment in terms of positions for tonight's final. City of Sheffield 7:36.77. Again, far faster than the first heat all of these swimmers. And it'll be interesting to see how many of them, if any, go through to the final tonight. Remember, finals on from 5 p.m. and these relays will close those off and close day 4 of the British Summer Championships for us in fantastic fashion. Just the last swimmer coming in now from Guildford to complete heat 2 and move us on to our final heat. This is heat number 3. And away we go. Stockport Metro occupying that centre lane, quickest relay team at their regional championships this year. Northwest region for those Stockport swimmers. They swam a time of 7:40.48 to qualify for these here British Championships. Although that time slower than the quickest time that Millfield just set in the earlier heat. So Stockport over first. I was saying though, still got their work cut out because Millfield went very, very quick in that relay in that last heat. 7:34.41 if they want lane 4 in the final. So Carl Chisholm hands over to Thomas Howdell. He's run you through all the teams as well. Lane 1, Plymouth Leander. Lane 0, Plymouth Leander. Lane 1 is Wickham District A. Ellesmere College is in 3. Stockport Metro, as I've said, in lane 4. Loughborough University in 5. Their ladies won this event yesterday. In a British club record. And there we are, Thomas Howdell still continuing to lead 3.5 seconds between Stockport Metro and next quickest, Loughborough University, James Wilkes in the pool for Loughborough Uni at the moment. Much good burn for Warren Barbs, currently sitting in 3rd position. Still 3.5 seconds between Stockport Metro and the rest of the field as we approach the halfway point. And these swimmers coming in for the second takeover. Thomas Howdell is going to get there first, and he's going to switch over to Jordan Cooley, who's already in the pool. Nathan Wells just dived in for Loughborough University, second in lane 5. Ellesmere have now brought themselves into 3rd position. Joel Thompson in the pool on this 3rd leg for them. Closing him down though. 2.7 seconds that time. Jordan Cooley isn't going to go without a fight here. Both from Loughborough University and Ellesmere, who are really trying, if possible, to stay with him. Don't let him go. It is these three swimmers out on their own. The next closest team is lane 6. That's Warren the Barbs. And in for final takeover, final leg, final swimmers. Stockport leaving now by 2.3 seconds. Thomas Hammer in the pool for them. Competed earlier on in the MC events. Competing now alongside the able-bodied swimmers. Alexander Bragazi, Loughborough University now in third as Ellesmere bring themselves into second position. Only 1.5 seconds now separating Loughborough Uni, Ellesmere, Stockport. Could we see another upset here in that last race? A few races ago where Portsmouth were in the lead throughout. They got chased down to the last second. And then the race before, when Newcastle were in the lead throughout, and they got chased down to the last second. Could we see similar occasion here? I think we might, you know. Loughborough Uni starting to pull alongside. Alexander Bragazi in the pool for Loughborough. Thomas Hammer in the pool for Stockport Metro. Are Loughborough Uni going to take this after having trailed throughout? I think they might. Over first at the turn and net. 0.8 ahead as well. Could Ellesmere also take down Stockport? They're going to try. 25 metres to go before Bragazi brings Loughborough University to the wall first in this final heat of the men's 4x200, 17 years and over, freestyle relay. 5 metres to go. And it is going to be Loughborough Uni that touch first. 7:35.67. Second, Stockport Metro, 7:39. Sorry, second, Ellesmere, 7:37.94. And then third in the end, Stockport Metro up to leading throughout, drop down to third, 7:39.32. Loughborough Uni will go through then as the quickest swimmers, with Millfield next. So lanes 4 and 5 will be Loughborough Uni and Millfield. So, as I said, the finals will be available for these swimmers to compete in. Remember, those are from 5 o'clock tonight. Join us then for the finals, either live on the stream or here in Tollcross. Alternatively, remember our competition, hashtag SummerChamps19. Who wished these swimmers here in Glasgow good luck? A celebrity did. Was it A, Rod Stewart, B, Lewis Capaldi, or C, Calvin Harris? Which one of those wished these swimmers at the British Summer Championships good luck? Hashtag SummerChamps19 on Twitter. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a swim off for you now. This is the women's 200 metres backstroke in the 17 and 18 years age group. The swimmers are in lane 4, Ellis Shields, and in lane 5, Sophie Shaw. This is the swim off. So underway then, Ellis Shields. Milne Garvey is in lane number 4, as I said. Sophie Shaw for Mid-Sussex in lane 5. Both of these swimmers achieving exactly the same time earlier on today. In the heats, we couldn't separate them. So we're having to swim once again. Remember, 1500 metre events still to come. 1 o'clock start for those 1500s. This time the turn of the ladies. We saw the men's 1500s yesterday. 1 o'clock start for those. And we hope you join us then. Otherwise, 5 o'clock tonight for the finals session here at the British Summer Championships 2019. Closing stages then of this swim-off. Who of these two swimmers is going to be first? Throughout this race, Ellis Shields in lane 4 has led the way and looks to have the slightly more even stroke. Nice and relaxed in the water. And just continuing to power through, although it is not far away for Sophie Shaw on Mid-Sussex. 15 metres to go. Sophie Shaw swimming very close to the lane rope there. You just don't want her to catch her hand, although she is slightly in the lead. This is going to come right down to the nail again. Oh my. 2:18.79. Sophie Shaw takes it in the end. Well done to her. Ellis Shields comes in second, 2:19.10. Confirming where they'll be within the finals. So that concludes this morning's session. Thank you very much to everybody who watched and attended. And also thank you to our officials. And I'm pleased to say, officials, you may now leave the poolside. We'll join you again right here for the 1500 metre events, as I said, from 1 o'clock. Finals from 5. We do hope you can join us then. See you in about 40 minutes' time.